a friend calls me and I'm like half asleep. I'm like, and he's like, "Hey,
Yeah, yeah.
I need an assistant engineer for Sting today." And
For
I was like,
Sting?
"Yeah," and I was like, "Ah."
Hi, everyone. It's Henrietta and Heather, and welcome to a Millennial podcast where we dive deep into the life of our 30s.
We'll discuss our struggles, dreams, relationships, icks, and anything millennials can relate to. Sit back, relax, and let's head on this journey together. We are 30s Unfiltered.
Hi, everyone. Welcome back to your favorite Millennial podcast. I'm Henrietta, and as always, I'm here with my co host, Heather. Today is an extra special episode, and I know we say that a lot, but this time I can promise you because we are joined by a guest that I've been longing to talk to, one of my best guy friends, and he is the guy behind our theme songs, Tomas Altamirano. He is a music genius, he's a fellow foodie, he's a goofball, and he's a big brother to us all.
Yes, we are so lucky to have Tomas with us today. From Mexico to Los Angeles, Tomas has made his mark on the music industry by making music for television, movies, advertisement, and modern media. Some titles you might recognize are Keeping Up with the Kardashians, Vanderpump Rules, The Bachelor, and so much more.
Yes, so much more. We cannot wait to hear about his journey so far. And I can promise you, he will probably give us quite a bit of a show. So, without further ado, let's welcome Tomas into the podcast.
Hello.
Hola.
Hi,
Yeah.
Tomas. How's it
Wait,
Look at
going?
that
yeah.
professional.
Where are you guys? Okay, Norway, and where are you?
I'm
Where?
in Marina Del Rey.
Oh, fancy, fancy.
Eh,
What do you
every
mean? You
time
said
you
that
say that.
your studio is in Santa Monica, no?
It's in West LA, like yeah, around Santa Monica.
Okay.
Oh, still,
Like 10 minutes from me.
I'm like you're basically like
Yeah,
in the same town. I know.
Tomas, how are you? What's new?
everything
Well,
is
a lot of new things since you
yeah,
guys last talked.
yeah. I'm working now. I live in the West Side.
You do.
Yeah.
Very fancy now.
I live with my girlfriend in Century City.
What? Your girl, how long have you been in a relationship?
You met her, I think. I think you met
No.
her at employees only.
You guys
Maybe.
might have just been he was still single.
Oh,
Yeah, no, maybe.
The
I
hot
mean I met her a
remember
few
with the
times.
hot wings challenge? That was the last time I saw you. Hot
That
wings.
is the last time. Wow, that was
Oh
fun.
yeah. No, no, it's been like a year.
Right. It's like you met her right after the hot ones. That was in September.
Yeah, yeah, around there.
Oh, damn. And you
I'm
guys
not good
moved
with
in already? I
yeah.
love
Yeah.
it.
Things are moving
When
fast.
you know, you know. That's
Ex
it.
Oh, I know. So happy for him. I'm so happy for you. And I know that I say this all the time.
Yeah, we need
Love
to
it.
find you. We need to find you like
I know. Now it's my turn so that I
some
can come
rich
back.
I'm
rich
single
narco.
too.
Yeah, but you've had your quota.
Oh
I
yeah.
haven't had my quota, so like it's my turn. Like to make it
It
fair, it's my turn.
it's her turn. So
Yes,
Yeah,
exactly.
true. Okay. All right. So how do you guys know each other?
I
oh
was trying to remember when we met, but it must have been like 2017, I think. You probably don't remember. I mean,
no.
we met out for the first, I don't even know, like maybe year. Because I met Grisel, like, well, so we met because of Grisel, like how I've met most of my friends who I didn't meet at FITM. And I
Mhm.
met her in September of 2016. But I don't think I started really going out with you guys until like 2017.
Yeah, she wasn't going out with us much, but then yeah, you became a Mexican basically.
I I'm an honorary Mexican and I tell everyone and nobody believes me unless they talk to my friends from Mexico that they can vouch for me.
Yeah, yeah. We
Yeah.
vouch for
So
you. So
true. I
yeah.
Yeah,
was so
exactly.
confused in the beginning when I met you.
Oh,
What do you mean?
that's
Wait,
more
met
important.
me or him?
No, you, because you're an
Why?
honorary Mexican.
Yeah. You're like,
Like
but
listen to
you're
all
from
this
Norway?
reggaeton.
Yeah. And like eat all the things and like, yeah, I love it. But I keep saying that I was Mexican in my past life and I believe that wholeheartedly.
Yeah.
I met my people. you know.
So you guys met out like at a bar.
We probably did. And then it wasn't until like maybe 2020, like around there, when we started like hanging out more like at our friend's house and we had like movie nights and whatnot. But yeah, we became closer like the past couple of years, I would say.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, no. But wait,
Yeah.
are you still going out, Tomas? What does that look
No,
like now?
no, it's different now. No, I'm an old man, so
You're an old man now. You used to be out like every other day.
yeah, West Hollywood life. But no, I work and then I go look for furniture. Or
Are you guys gonna have a
Oh
baby?
my God.
yeah, eventually, yeah.
But wait, are you married? Or did you propose?
No, not yet.
Oh
But
yeah. Okay.
everything it's going in that direction.
I'm
Yeah.
so shook. A year? You're not going out, you're in a relationship, you're looking for furniture.
Yeah. I do go
Oh,
out, but not like, not like I used
Yeah.
to.
Yeah.
yeah.
I do need
We
to go
all,
out and like meet with my Mexicans and like
Yeah.
yeah, exactly. Get the fix, you know?
yeah.
Tomas, can you tell our listeners a little bit about like your background, like where you came from, and just like a little bit about yourself?
I'm from Culiacan, Sinaloa. It's a city up north on the around the Pacific Ocean.
Mm.
We're very famous for the wrong things.
Oh,
We
that's
we
almost.
we we have the Sinaloa cartel, so
Mm.
anytime I tell other Mexicans where I'm from, they're like, "Oh,
They're like, ooh, okay, we need to
this
make
guy,
sure we're
this
on
guy's
your
in."
good side. Kidding.
Yeah, I have a brother. All my family's there. I came
Yeah.
here alone. I grew up in it wasn't traditional. I wouldn't call it traditional. I grew up in a
Mm.
small town, and then, for example, my parents got divorced when I was very young, and that was back then. Being from a small town, that was people judge. It was very
Mm.
Catholic, and like people look at you
Mm.
like, oh, that's the kid with the divorced parents and
Wow.
that kind of thing. But it wasn't bad. Like my mom remarried my stepdad, and he's always been great to me. My dad
Mm.
has always been good to me too, but
Mhm.
same like my stepdad for having not really a true obligation in the sense of he's not really my father. He was and he's been my father.
He
And
stepped up.
so yeah, we didn't grow up with a lot of money. We weren't like dirt poor. Like I had shoes and thing
Mhm.
that kind of thing. So, but we weren't wealthy or anything. But my mom was always ambitious to push me to do unusual things.
Mhm.
So like I trained tennis all my life, which is very strange for a lower
Mm.
middle class Mexican.
Okay.
And then no one in my family is a musician. So
Uh,
everybody's
You're
like,
like, where did I get this gene from?
well, no, I don't have a gene. What happened is my mom was like, you know what, you're playing too much video games. Let's make you do other things. And
Is that how you got started in music?
yeah, she forced me to take lessons. And
Mm.
then
Really? What sort
yeah,
of lessons?
no, just like guitar lessons with some
Oh.
random dude.
Hmm.
And
With a random.
yeah,
Yeah.
and first I didn't like it, but eventually I just got obsessed. I
Wow.
was like,
But
this.
you also have a natural talent for music, though. Like that is something to be said as well, because people can pick up a hobby and like know how to do it, but if they're necessarily like good or like talented, that's a different story.
I no, no. I have an obsession and a discipline to just. There's a little bit of talent, but I don't believe in talent because I've seen like what I will consider talented people, and
Hmm.
and I'm like shit. I'm not like that. I've always had to like work behind the scenes way like three times more. just
Yeah.
Really?
because I always felt like I needed to catch up. Because like in Mexico, I didn't have access to much, but once I was able to come to the U.S. to study music,
Mm.
I immediately met with people from everywhere, from Russia, from China, from
Oh.
Europe,
Mm.
and these
Wow.
kids were prodigies. I wasn't that. These kids started playing violin, piano when they were 5
Wow.
years old, and they were actual geniuses. And
Wow.
when I, that's real. That's what I would call talent. I
Mm.
didn't have that at
You
all.
just worked hard and practiced and just
I just,
repetition, huh?
yeah, I just had to like do my work and then go on my own and do more work just so that I could feel in the same level whenever I had the classes with them. Because yeah, it's
Yeah.
See, I feel like you're selling yourself short though, because you've come such a long way. You've been doing it for so many years. You are very talented. And
I'm
if
ve-
if you don't think that you are, let me just tell you that you are. And I'm not just saying that because I'm your friend, but like you really are super talented.
no, no, thank you. I believe in talent. I just don't like the word because
Mm,
it's often misused. I have a
Mm.
lot of friends that I'm like, God damn, this guy is so talented,
mhm,
but they never achieved anything because they had no
mm,
discipline, they had no ambition, they had no uh,
True. True.
yeah.
everything else. You need a little bit of a combination. So I know kids that are insane that I'm like, whoa, but they
Mhm.
Mhm.
have no people skills at all,
Yeah, that
and
is very important.
that's not gonna get them anywhere. Or so
True.
I thank you, and sure I have some talent, but my drive and my success comes from uh, uh, just
Just
working
being
hard
obsessed with music and like loving it essentially.
and no and
Yeah.
survival. Survival
Uh,
makes you do things that
yeah,
you will never imagine. So
true.
it's
Very true. So when you were growing up, who were some of your biggest musical influences?
I started with flamenco and classical music.
Mm.
That
When
was
you were
cool.
younger?
Yeah, yeah, yeah. With
Mm.
my lessons were like that. I didn't, I didn't have money. There was no electric guitar. That was too expensive. So
Right.
I started with like a shitty ass Mexican acoustic guitar, and I did lessons. And then, but I did grow up being like, thanks to my mom, she was ambitious. So she's like, we're gonna do whatever we can so that you go to private school and da da da. And I was hanging out with rich kids, and some of them had
Mm-hmm.
electric guitars and things like that,
Mm-hmm.
and I was able to see that type of music, and then I was like, oh shit, rock. I like rock, and
This is cool. Yeah.
and I yeah I like Green Day,
Mm.
and then I just started getting heavy, Metallica,
Mm.
and next thing you know, like metal. I was
Mm.
listening to people from Sweden,
Yeah,
Norway.
I know. He's told me about this so many times. He's like, Do you know these people, these bands?" I'm like, "No,
Well,
I had no idea." But yeah, you've told me, and I've also had some other musician friends from Sweden in LA that also are just like telling me about these people. I'm like, "Huh, okay." I had no idea.
yeah, they're like when in that rock metal environment, Sweden and Norway and Finland are ve- big time.
Yeah,
They have a sound that has
interesting.
that influence has influenced everyone. So
So you went from classical to heavy metal?
yeah,
That's like
anything. Once I was obsessed with the guitar, I just anything, even country. As long as the as long as the if the music had like
Guitar in it.
complex or challenging guitar playing,
Mm.
I would be like, oh, I like this. So even like country, the playing country guitar is not easy,
Mm-mm.
or metal. Like metal, for me, it wasn't about the music, the lyrics. The lyrics were like
Yeah.
anti-religious weird shit,
Mm.
but I didn't care for that. I was just like the music, the
The
technicality, the
melody.
complexity
Mhm.
of it was very challenging. That's what
Mhm.
That's why I liked it. So
So you play
Love
the
that.
guitar. Do you play piano?
I play piano. I didn't, I'm I never saw a piano in Mexico. My the first piano I ever saw was in when I'm once I moved to the U.S. But
Mm,
once I started like official school in music in the U.S., regardless of what's your instrument, you have to take piano.
Hmm, I
They
didn't know that.
they make you train take piano lessons. So that was
Smart.
yeah, that was nice.
Is that kind of like the equivalent of like if you're a dancer, you need to take like classical ballet? Like that's kind of like the skeleton of like learning instruments? Or is that just like it's good
No,
to
no,
know?
yeah, yeah. It's like a core when you
Mm,
start when you go to music school, basically the first 2 years, everybody kind of takes the core. Everybody takes the same things like music theory, piano, conducting, uh,
mm,
all the basics of everything to do with music, music history. And after those 2 years, then there's 2 more years where you choose you go you're like okay, I'm gonna specialize in performing only. I'm going to
mhm,
specialize in songwriting only or engineering or that's then you choose where you're
mm.
going to go. But at first you have to take everybody has to take the same core music classes. And
Yeah. Did you go to MI? I can't remember.
no, I went to a lot of schools, but my final the one where I got my degree was in Berkeley, in Boston, not San Francisco.
Uh, oh,
mm.
okay. Because
Yeah.
I've had a lot of friends who went to MI, so that's why I just
No,
I
yeah, here
expect that.
it's very common.
Yeah.
It's that's a great school. That's not a university. It's more of a technical
Mm,
school. I
hmm.
went to like mine was a university. Like
Oh yeah.
I had to get
Yeah.
a degree and stuff.
So did you get a scholarship to be able to go to school in Mexico, or were you able to like save up and move? And then because I know that you kind of you moved here or there. I feel like I'm with you guys right now. And then you kind of never left, right?
Yeah. No, no. I moved a lot. Uh,
Oh, but like in the US, or did you go back and forth a few times?
no, no, no. I moved a lot in the U.S. and
Mm.
Canada. Once I left Mexico, never went back. But
Right.
once I came here, I was moving a lot through
Hmm.
schools. Whatever they gave me, yeah, I was able to come here to the U.S. because of scholarships.
Hmm.
There's no way my parents would have been able to pay tuition for any of these schools. They're just
Yeah.
insanely expensive.
Yeah.
So they didn't want me to be in music. They hated it. So you know, it was not easy.
Really?
Yeah, but
Wow.
there was once they saw that I got scholarships, they're like, oh, okay, well, if he's,
So wait, you
Okay.
came here alone? You came here alone. Your parents are still in Mexico?
oh yeah, 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 yeah. I
Okay.
came here. I went to a art school in like it's a high school, but it's an art school, and it's a
Mm.
boarding school. It's like isolated from society in a forest in Michigan,
Oh,
and
Wow.
it's called Interlochen, and it's like an amazing art school. It was like mind blowing for me because all you do is your art. Uh,
Yeah.
that's where I met like all these people from all these countries that I didn't even know they existed. Like I've never heard of Turkmenistan
Yeah.
or even Macedonia. I was like, oh, that's a country. And
Yeah.
they were the same. They were the same. They're like, oh,
Yeah.
Mexico. We don't know what the fuck that is. And
Wow. That's
but
crazy.
at the
Well, it
end,
was so long ago. I'm kidding.
no, yeah, it was a long time. But it's still, that's it. It was like it was a complete
Life
culture
changing.
shock. It was just. I've never seen snow. I've never seen a piano. I've never seen a violin. I've never seen a saxophone. I've never
Hmm.
seen a chipmunk. I've never seen I don't know things, a lot of
Fun.
things,
Yeah.
and it was great. And
Love
then
that.
yeah, but yeah, I was able to come here through scholarships. My parents did help me with whatever they could. It was not, they couldn't really help me much because they are not
Right.
rich, and but at the same time, they were not happy about it because But I understand it's understandable. Like if your kid is like, "Oh, I want to be a musician," then you're like, "The fuck is that?"
I mean,
But
like, I feel like everyone knows that if you want to be an actor, a musician, like anything that there's a lot of people trying to do the same thing. Everyone's like, but the chances of you like actually, being able to
yeah,
make something out of it is like slim. So, I mean, anyone would be like, okay, but they're not getting their hopes up kind of thing.
yeah.
Yeah.
My mom was like, You're gonna be a doctor." I'm like,
Oh, yeah.
actually, the actual story of how I left and didn't come back was I was really obsessed with things, with this music thing, and um, I even told them when I was 15, I was like, I was going to a private school and it costs money. I was like, take me out. I want to go to
Mm,
public school, save all the money, and then I want to use that money to try and study music in LA. Actually, that was my,
right.
and they were like, you crazy? No. And
Everyone wants to
And now look at you. You have your own recording studio. You have what, like 10, 15 guitars
guitars
behind
right
you.
there.
You
oh no, yeah,
made it.
this is nothing. There's more, but
Right.
this
Yeah.
is it for
But
now.
like,
And yeah.
but you made it. You made it.
Yeah, no, I'm very happy and I'm still
Yeah.
making it. I'm still, I still
Yeah.
have
Yeah.
Mhm.
money to make. It's
Yeah.
And more
like,
music in you to make as well.
yeah.
So moving into like your career so far, what is the wildest gig or collaboration you've ever been a part of so far?
But when I first moved to LA, I started like assisting this producer, and Rafael, he's from Spain, and he was already a successful producer here. He is. We're still friends. We're
Mm.
actually working now together.
Hmm.
And when I helped him, we worked with Eiza Gonzalez, who is like a really famous
Yeah.
actress.
Yeah. Does she
But
sing?
back then, this was when she was like a teen. This was like 15 years ago.
Oh,
This was when I
wow.
first moved to LA, and
Mhm.
I was like an assistant, and she was doing like a rock, like a punk rock, like Avril Lavigne type. Uh,
What?
it's
I don't
out
know
there
what that
somewhere.
is.
It's out
Oh
there.
my God.
And
Wow.
I basically I was the assistant engineer for it. I'm not friends with her. Like if she sees me,
Right.
she doesn't
Right.
remember me.
Yeah.
But I mean that's cool that she went on to become like she was a complete different person. She changed a lot. Yeah, she puts the work, and it's really cool to see that that a Mexican
Hmm.
did like went up, and she's very successful. So that's very
Yeah.
cool. That's, I mean, that's a name that you can recognize.
Yeah.
Or one time I worked with, actually, it was funny. It was like 6 a.m. and a friend calls me, and I'm like half asleep. And he's like, "Hey,
Yeah. Yeah.
I need an assistant engineer for Sting today." And
For
I was like,
Sting,
"Yeah," and I was like, I didn't even hear. I was like,
you're like,
I, I
no.
and then my brain was like, "Hold on."
Did
Hey.
You need the time to process.
I hear what I just think I heard? Yeah.
Yeah, so I called him back, and I'm like, "Hey, I'm in. Where do I go?" And he's like, "Here's the address." And I lived in Hollywood, and
Mm.
I had to drive to Malibu. It felt
Oh,
it felt forever. I was like,
yeah.
because this was like an insane house on the hills of
Oh, I
Malibu,
bet. It's
like
Sting. Yeah.
like a studio.
Yeah.
So I got to work with him and his team. It was really cool. A bunch of British people and me and my friend were Mexicans. My friend
Right.
was like one of the engineers, and I was again my position was like the lowest of the lowest as an engineer. Like I was the assistant. Like, but
Mm.
anyways, it was a cool experience.
It's so
And
fun. And you've
yeah.
also done a lot of like shows that most people recognize. And it's funny because I remember you showing me a while ago, like, is this a Norwegian show? And I'm like, and you showed me a list of some episodes from shows that you had done like that season or something. And I was like, there are like 4 or 5 Norwegian shows on this list. And I was like, oh wow, that's a lot.
Oh no, yeah. The thing is, I make music for one show specifically, and then they take it and they
Mm,
use it in other shows. So,
Mm,
I
got
have
it.
like I've been doing this for 15 years, so I have like
Yeah.
2,000 tracks everywhere.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
I hear things on TV and it's me and I don't recognize it. Like
Oh,
it's
wow. Yeah.
Mm.
because I just do so much.
15 years, you said?
Yeah. In
Wow.
That's insane.
in LA. See, as soon as I got to LA, I was like, I gotta survive.
Yeah,
So
100%.
no,
Is
no.
okay. Is there a difference for like composing music for TV than working with artists?
Yeah, no, it's completely different because for TV you're doing incidental music. There's no singing. It's not a song.
Mhm.
It can be like a, like dun dun dun, like a tension thing,
Yeah,
or
exactly.
a
Scary. Is it
or a fun,
cheerful?
yeah, or a
Mhm.
funny tiki 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 type thing, or a ten, or all kinds of things, or a hip hop beat,
Mhm.
with but no music, no singing.
Mhm.
Now it's a little more mixed. Now I do songs. Uh, that go straight into TV shows because now TV shows they like to use they've done it before, but now it's more of a thing that they use songs at the beginning of the scene before people start talking. There's like a little bit of a song, and then the cast, the actors
Yeah,
began
Mhm.
talking,
the
and the song.
voiceovers.
Yeah, yeah. So it's a mix of that, but yeah, it's that's the
What
thing.
about movies? So is that for movies you make like actual tracks, right?
Movies is a little more uh, personal with. So for TV, sometimes I don't even get the video. They're just like, we need
Mm.
a sad song, not no vocals, just like a sad piano or a sad
Yeah.
guitar.
Yeah.
And I know already how to do it in a
Yeah.
way that when the editor of the video of the TV show takes the music, he he'll be able to use it and edit it into the scene however he wants it.
Mhm.
With a movie, you have to see the film completely, and
Ah.
you have to like be very like
Mindful of like what kind of
e-
song to
Like
make.
with
everything.
to match the emotion
Yeah,
of
you
the
have to
movie.
match it. It's very
Mm.
custom, super super custom. You have to match uh, a lot of the movements, a lot of like change of scenes. There
Mm.
you have to control a lot, and and yeah, in movies it's more common to use more of an orchestra.
Mm.
That's it's not.
Makes sense.
You're not gonna make a movie and be like making hip hop beats. It's not as common. It's more like
Depends
orchestral,
on the
more.
budget, maybe.
Yeah, but even then, it's a movie. It's similar, but it's more custom. It's more
Yeah.
you you have
Yeah.
to, yeah.
Have you ever composed for a full movie where like all the songs were by you, or do you normally do like one or two when you get a gig?
No, no, yeah. For movies, it has. I've done movies, yeah, and it's all me. It's
Which
like
movie? Give us a movie.
I just did
Oh,
a movie. Um, it's not out yet, so I need to wait. Yeah,
oh my God.
Are we gonna be able to see it like on in theaters like everywhere?
yeah. This is a big movie. Yeah, this is.
So exciting. You heard
What
it here
It's
about
first.
it's a
Kidding.
really cool movie. Huh?
what about like a one from the past? Give us a name.
No, I'm too. They're too shitty. No
They're
offense,
too
but
shitty. They're not good enough.
I mean, we can
they're
just go on your IMDb and look at the movies you've been on.
yeah, they're low budget things. I did them more for to
Money.
gain experience. Not
Mm,
even to gain experience. Those
Oh,
those
okay.
movies
They don't
they
pay
don't have a
well.
budget.
Oh,
It's more of like
oh,
an
okay.
experience thing, I mean I didn't mean to say they're shitty
Yeah,
movies.
no, I know what you
They're
mean. It's not like a blockbuster type of
yeah.
movie, is what you mean.
yeah.
So, what is the most ridiculous request you've gotten from a project?
Hmm. I don't know. They're all ridiculous.
In what
eh,
way?
in terms of expectations, like
Mhm.
Oh, Oh, that's
they ask you for things that are unreasonable in
funny.
terms of timeline. Like, oh, we need this by yesterday, and
Oh,
they mean it. And
wow.
or they ask you to do changes where it's like, I can't do. I'm not like
Oh, I see.
Do
like
they pay you extra for that? Like with the ridiculous like requests?
Right.
honestly, no. You just kind of have to.
Really?
You just have to wing it, and
Mm.
I, it's only it
It's
is
rough
how
out
it is
there.
what it is. But
It's a
Yeah.
brutal, like cutthroat industry, I'm assuming.
yeah, you gotta be careful how you like interact with people in terms of you can get mad and just with those type of things. You just gotta do what you can, and if
Hmm.
it's truly impossible, then you're like, I can do this, but I cannot do this, and
Right.
Yeah,
kind of
true.
meet
You
in the
don't want
middle.
to you don't want to burn any bridges. So yeah.
No, usually they tell me, and I'm sure everybody it happens to everybody. Like they'll send me an email telling me notes or revisions that they want to do, and I'll get really
Mm.
upset,
Mm.
Mm.
and I'll just throw a tantrum on my own,
And
and
you'll
then
do the
I
changes.
like
I'll breathe and calm down, and
Yeah.
then I'll
give
write.
it
I'll
work.
start writing the
Yeah.
email like "fuck you, motherfucker," and
And then delete
then
it.
delete it, and
Yeah.
then okay.
Yeah.
But I'm sure everybody does that. So
Yeah, you need to
Yeah.
vent. Otherwise, it'll be bottled up and then it'll explode. And then maybe you'll explode like in a room of execs. And like, you don't want to do that.
yeah, so it's yeah, it's I think every not just music, everything's like that. So
Yeah. Do you have any like weird rituals or routines when you're writing or like composing your music?
I don't think so. No, no.
No.
I can't like the yeah, people like some people are, yeah, you gotta smoke weed. I can't do that shit. Like or just in general as a person, I am absurdly compulsive, obsessive, OCD.
Mm.
Mhm.
So I already have a bunch of little tics that I do. And,
Well, you're a master of your craft, so I'm sure you do have some things.
oh,
Probably something that you
yeah.
don't
They're
even like.
just little things. They're just little things, but they're not. They don't intervene with life. They just give you discipline and order. And
Who's the most high maintenance artist you've ever worked with?
it's an interesting thing. When you work with someone, there needs to be a what do you call it? A click,
Chemistry.
a chemistry, and
Mhm.
sometimes it's not even a
Mm.
musical thing. It has to be. It's a weird thing. I'm not
Yeah.
talking like an attraction chemistry type thing.
I don't know. I know what you mean. Yeah.
I'm talking. Sometimes I work with somebody and we just flow, and it's
Hmm.
like, oh, this is great. Sometimes you work with somebody and there's like no click, and it has
Yeah.
nothing to do with me or the other person. It just happens. So that's very common. That's
Yeah.
so it's not just about if I'm good or they're good or we're good at what we do. There has to be
There has to be a vibe.
yeah.
Right.
I
I
used to
mean,
think
it's
that's bullshit, but no, it is. And at this time, at this point in my career, like I have no time for unprofessionalism or
yeah,
things, irresponsible behavior type thing. So yeah, I move on quickly. Like if
makes
this
sense.
doesn't
Yeah.
work or there's something off, I'm off and to the next. Because the good thing about LA is like no one, everybody's disposable. What's the word? Everybody's replaceable.
Disposable. Yeah. 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 No, but also because there are so many people to take from like when it comes to music is there's so many people that are trying to make it in the music industry, so you can like throw a rock and you'll hit either an actor or a musician in LA.
That's
Yeah.
hilarious.
I mean, it's
No,
true
yeah.
though. Like I cannot count on all like my hands and toes like the amount of musicians and people in the entertainment industry that I know. Like so
Oh,
many.
I just met two new actors yesterday.
Exactly.
Well, there you
See?
go.
Exactly.
Yeah.
It's
Oh
that's just how
Everybody,
it is.
everybody and their moms are actors.
exactly.
Exactly. That's so
Oh
true.
my God. So, Tomas, if you could permanently delete one genre of music, what would it be and why?
No,
Unless you love them all.
Like none.
If you had to though, like what is your least favorite genre?
I don't. My perspective is different because
Yeah.
I don't listen. The way I listen to music is not even fun. I'm just
Mm,
analyzing everything.
analyze all of
If
it.
I hear a song, I'm like, oh, that's a great song, but it's not because the way a
Yeah.
normal person enjoys a song. I'm like, oh, because this sound and that thing, that. So when I hear
Mm,
something, I'm like, I immediately start appreciating why it happened or what's different. Or so I don't really have
yeah.
a.
You appreciate music.
And there's there's like when I first moved to the U.S., I've never heard jazz,
Mm,
Mm,
and and they started showing it to me. At first, I was like, what the fuck is this? This is terrible.
yeah.
This is
I
cheesy.
so do you like jazz now or?
Well, no, but back then, I at first my first impression was like, because they were showing me like really old,
Yeah,
like
I know exactly what you mean.
like New
And
Orleans.
like an old like jazz club in New York type of jazz.
Way no, way
Because
older,
that's what I've heard, and I'm like, mm, I don't
like
get it.
she really something that I was like, what's the point of this? But as they started showing me more stuff, and then I was like, oh shit, this is. And then I got obsessed with it, and
Mm, it did.
then I basically I try to become like a master of it. Like I
Mm,
studied it, I played it, I did I so there's there's not since then I just try to analyze everything and see
mm.
why do people like it, why do people don't like it, all that
So
stuff.
do you know the reason why in jazz they're all playing an instrument at the same time? Can you explain that?
Yeah, the thing is jazz is for musicians.
Mm,
Um, most of the time, and this doesn't mean that I'm right, but most of the time, if somebody who's not a musician tells me that they like jazz, I feel a little odd, or
mm,
it doesn't convince me because like you need to know music in terms of theory and
mm-hmm,
harmony. You need to know advanced music terms
mm-hmm,
and sounds and theory to really like jazz because it's all about that. So if you're just a normal person that doesn't have music knowledge in terms of how to play an instrument or how to read
mm.
music or then it's gonna
you're
be
not
hard
gonna believe
to.
them. Now I'm never gonna
This
forget
makes
that.
sense.
No, yeah, I wouldn't blame anybody that if they don't like it because you need to know
Yeah.
the terms, you need to know what's happening. There's a few songs or artists that you can listen to, some songs, and be like,
Mm-hmm,
okay, it's cool. Like if you listen to Miles Davis, there's some songs of him that are very mellow and easy to listen to. You put them as background, it's okay. But most of jazz music is it's for musicians, and
mm-hmm,
not even for all musicians. It's for advanced musicians. Like
mm-hmm,
if you're a rock musician, you might not like jazz because you still don't to play rock. You don't need to have that advanced training. So
mm-hmm.
Mm,
it's music for musicians for sure.
Yeah.
Like
Hmm.
if you really wanna appreciate and understand jazz, you need to understand what's happening.
Huh.
And so yeah, if you
Interesting.
don't know what's
that's
happening, it's
really
just gonna sound
interesting.
like gibberish to you. It's just gonna be like
Mm. Yeah, that's exactly what it sounds like to me. I'm like,
yeah.
yeah.
So
I learned
it's
something
Relaxing to
new
me.
today. Yeah.
there's some
Is it
relaxing music that some jazz like that is mellow and like a ballad and things that you can be like okay, but
question? Have you ever regretted saying yes to a project after you started it?
oh, all of them.
All of
Yeah,
them?
yeah. The thing is, I
Are there
say
any that you are like, yes, I'm so glad I did this?
all of them. I say it's a bit of a it's not a problem. I just say yes, and then I look into it. I'll get an email, hey project, or a
Hmm.
call, hey project, and I'm like, oh yeah, I'm in.
Hmm.
And then I looked into the details. I'm like, shit, what did I get myself into? And then like and then and then I have a blast and I figure it out. It's like this one small example. There's this
Mhm.
show called Island Hunters. Rich people buying islands.
Oh, of
Mm.
On
course. Of course, there's a
it's
show about that.
and it's a and obviously they're small islands, but still, if you want to buy an island, you gotta be a billionaire. But
Hmm.
there's a show, and there was every episode it's a different country, and there was this episode where it was like what was it? Croatia. So apparently there's some small islands there you can buy. So they're like, we're doing Island Hunters Croatia. I'm in. And then I see the what
The
I have to
premise.
do in the instructions, and I have to do Croatian music. And I'm like, oh, I don't know what the hell is that.
Yeah.
Oh my God.
And I'm freaking out. I'm like, what?
What do I do?
One thing though is like I don't have to sing. It's instrumental Croatian music.
Hmm.
So I'm like, but still, I'm like, whoa. So
Hmm.
I go to YouTube and I'm like Croatian music, like,
Oh.
and uh, and I start listening to it, and I'm
Hmm.
like, oh, this is Italian music. This is like Greek
Oh,
Italian music, like like the
right.
with the mandolin
Hmm.
and and the accordion, and it's like, oh, I can
Interesting.
do this. This is
Uh-huh.
so I started doing it. It was a lot of fun. They loved it. They're like, oh, you got the Croatian music down. I'm like, hell yeah, yeah.
Yeah, I know them all. What do you mean?
Because
That's
I
awesome.
can play mandolin, and I'm like, it was literally Italian, Italian music. Like you cannot tell
Wow.
the difference. I guess the difference is the singing, but I didn't have to sing.
Mm-hmm.
So it's like that. It's like every project you think for every project, whatever I start doing, what I think is gonna be like sound like at the end because of how many people get involved, the
Yeah.
end
Mhm.
product is completely different from what I,
You envisioned,
yeah,
right?
Yeah.
always. So,
Was
yeah.
mhm. Was there a song that like was so bad that they just like you couldn't even listen to it yourself?
Oh, I have no, I hate everything I do, but that's normal.
I had a feeling you were gonna say that.
But it's funny. When I first moved to LA, I didn't have a lot of equipment. I didn't have a lot of ways to make good sounds.
Right.
Mhm.
So I did this funny small song. It's just like four violins, and
Hmm.
it sounds funny. It sounds terrible. It's it sounds so bad. It's funny.
I
So
mean, I'm sure to you, but like for someone who doesn't know, I'm sure they still think it sounds great.
no, it was it's funny, and
Yeah.
my intention was not so much that it will be so bad. It will be even more funny. But the
You
thing
play the
is,
violin?
huh?
You play the violin?
No, I don't play the violin, but
Oh.
I know how to write it,
Mm,
Mm,
and I know how to record it with like a performer. Like I know how to conduct
got it.
orchestras. So for that
mhm,
or composing, you need to know how to. If you cannot
mhm.
play, you need to know how to write for it, how to put it down, or
Right.
and
Because you
also
know how to do it all, right? You know how to like compose and write and sing and all the different instruments and
no, yeah. At this point, you have to
yeah.
know everything. So anyway, to finish that story with that song, I was like
Mhm.
embarrassed, like every, that song. I sent it to a company, not thinking of anything. I was new. I was just learning, and it was, and then that's the worst thing I've ever done. And somehow that little thing ended up in this show back then. It was huge. It was called Jersey Shore, and
Oh my God.
and
Dead
uh, and
little Easter egg.
I made a lot of money from that, from the
Right.
shittiest song I've ever made.
That's
What?
amazing.
What
That's
song is
amazing.
it?
It
Is it one of their theme songs?
No, it's like a background thing that they use
Oh, okay.
here and there for like comic
Mm,
Uh-huh.
comedy,
Yeah.
and that
I
that's
and
love it.
awesome. You
That's
just like
so
I'm still
funny.
making that show is not out there anymore, but people still watch it. So I'm still
They're
making
coming
money.
back. Oh, you're getting residuals? Okay.
Yeah, yeah.
No,
So
but you know that Jersey Shore is coming back. They're it's a spin-off that they're coming back. It's like family vacation type of like deal. And because I'm watching a lot of MTV, but I'm not Jersey Shore. I'm watching other things.
no, no,
But
yeah, yeah, yeah.
yeah, so I'm like, it's still popular. People are still watching it. Yeah.
I have songs in the new show, The
Oh,
Vacation.
you do?
Yeah, I
Mm.
have a bunch
Love
of
it.
songs in there. Yeah. I'm working on Catfish right now.
You are?
Yeah,
Love
yeah,
it.
yeah.
Love
So
it.
I'm all over the place. Right now I'm working on Catfish and Below Deck. Like
Oh, my mom loves Below Deck.
How many projects do you work on simultaneously?
too many. Like
Too many. Like what? How many? Like 10,
Or more.
around
7,
around 10, yeah.
10
Wow.
at a
Yeah.
time?
Yeah,
Okay.
it's overwhelming like but
How many do you work 7 days?
I work I don't work Sundays.
Mm.
That's
Mm.
my I have to give it
God's
to
day.
my girlfriend.
Oh, girlfriend day.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
And us and Friends Day.
Yeah,
Yes.
this one I'll like of course. But yeah, after this we're gonna go furniture shopping.
Oh, again,
Which I,
another question. What is a song that you secretly hate but everyone else loves?
when all the Sabrina Carpenter stuff started coming
Mm,
out, I was like,
mm-hmm,
why is why is this blowing out? Like,
mm-hmm. Which one specifically? Like Espresso or Please, Please, Please? Any of those?
yeah,
Like,
yeah, please, all the top
all
those
of them?
the three ones that have like 3 billion streams. Like at
Yeah.
first I was like, I didn't hate it. I was like, what the fuck is? But I was like,
Mm.
I'm not getting it.
Is that your guilty pleasure though?
No, no. My guilty pleasure is Mariah Carey. I saw her at the ball. And I was like, fuck, this is shit.
I
Mm.
love her.
Yeah.
She's a queen. Okay,
Ah,
Tomas, if you could give one piece of advice to someone starting in the music industry, what would it be?
Make sure your parents are rich. That's it.
Why?
fun. To have something to fall back on, or
No, just rich, it's
it just helps.
a lot. Yeah. Or
Why? Is it like unstable like gigs? Is it like you have to be hustling for work? Is that why?
Or to buy equipment or
no, I mean, yeah, it's like any entertainment career. It's very unstable. Not
Yeah.
everybody finds balance.
Mhm.
You
Consistent
know,
work.
it's no, yeah, yeah. It's and no, also like the another thing is people want to go to a music school and they don't have a scholarship or scholarships. They don't have
Mhm.
rich parents. So these music schools, they're technically universities. So
Mhm.
what do? They take insane amount of loans, like
Like me.
six, like yeah. I mean, and then you're going to school thinking, oh well, I'm going to school. This is gonna give me a degree, and I'm gonna have security when I get out. And it just doesn't work
Mhm.
like that. Yeah.
Okay, so what do you want your music legacy to be?
Oh, I want to make a lot of money.
Okay, fair.
Yeah.
You don't want so you don't want like a song that you made that everyone's gonna just like keep playing on repeat.
Yeah, but I want to
That
make.
part isn't as important to you.
It's there. I know that's gonna happen. My focus it's the money. I have friends that have Grammys,
Yeah,
you know,
right. Yeah.
and they make not even a quarter of what I make. They're struggling. They I have a lot of friends with like you know, uh, in paper
Mhm.
like uh, they tell you, oh, I have this. I won this. I have a Latin Grammy. I have a Grammy. I have this.
Mhm.
But I
Okay.
have a friend who wrote the theme song for, I'm not going to say the show, but it's one of the most famous shows in television,
Hmm.
in a show in television. I'm talking extremely famous. No, 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 I'm not judging him.
Yeah.
I'm just saying,
No, no,
Yeah.
no. Yeah, no.
and
Yeah.
he's won things for it, and he is a good guy, and he's hardworking, and he's talented,
Hmm.
but he still drives Uber, and
Oh,
Really? So deceiving. It's
right.
so deceiving.
I have friends. Yeah, I have another friend who was a Grammy, and
Hmm.
he. I mean, I haven't talked to him in a while, but because he was always asking for loans and things. Like I gotta stay
Oh,
away.
wow.
I don't
Yeah.
wanna. And
Yeah.
but same thing. It's like so. It's yeah. I know that with my work, I eventually will get those things. But
Right.
a funny joke that I have is like I see all these people winning stuff, and I'm like, oh, poor me. I haven't really won anything big.
Hmm.
Like,
Hmm.
I don't win nothing. I just win money. So it's
Good
like
for you. You're a hustler. We love it.
Exactly. No, but do you think,
that doesn't mean that what I do is not for the art. Like I
right? No, yeah.
there the you shouldn't do this for the money,
Yeah.
obviously. You should do it for passion and for the obsession of making music. That's there. Like that's
Right.
so my
But also,
priority is making a lot of money because money buys you restoration hardware and
Exactly.
no, do you think it also maybe comes from like your upbringing and like that safety of like not being worried about like paying your bills or like if you have to, God forbid, go to the hospital and like pay your hospital bills? Is that maybe more where the motivation of like having a like stable income and like making as much money as you can
oh
comes
no,
from?
yeah, because when I moved to LA, sh things were not nice. I
Yeah.
struggle. I really struggle. Like
Yeah.
I barely like had food. Like this is I'm not exaggerating. Like I didn't have. Sometimes I didn't have enough to eat. Like I would go to
Mhm.
my food was uh, go to CVS, buy a big pack of saltines,
Mm.
Mm.
steal some ketchup and mustard from McDonald's or whatever, and sometimes that was my food. And I mean, I don't want to say poor me. A lot of people go through that, but yeah, it's
Yeah.
when I moved here, I didn't have a car. I had to take buses, walk. I had to do
Hmm.
all kinds of shit that I'm not gonna say,
Yeah.
um, and survive. And
Right.
obviously, that makes me since then and since I started doing better and better, I was like, all right, I need to forever make sure that I will never be anywhere close to that situation. Not even close,
Yeah.
not even far.
Yeah.
Just extremely it can't be on the picture anymore. So yeah, it is part of the as when you have to survive, it's part of
100%.
Yeah.
yeah. So
Yeah. Well, I mean, you've come such a long way, and I'm very proud of you, especially now knowing more of like the struggles that you've been through. So I hope that you never, ever, ever have to be anywhere close to that ever again. But with everything like how your career is going now, I don't see that happening anytime soon.
I'm just getting started. This is
Exactly.
level one. I still got ways to go. Like
Exactly.
So,
I need to be like, oh, that couch is $20,000. Cool. Sure.
yes.
No
yeah, give me
problem.
two of those. Exactly.
Yeah, one for my
Well,
dog.
Yeah.
Something like that.
and your future kids. Like they'll
Yeah.
have one in
Yeah.
each house. Yeah. Well, Tomas, muchas gracias, mi amigo, for joining us today on 30s Unfiltered. And since our podcast is all about embracing life in your 30s, even though you're not technically 30
I'm
anymore.
40.
I know. I know. I was not gonna say it, but like, yeah, be proud. And also giving an unfiltered look into what it means to be a millennial, because you're still in our generation. We would love to dive a little bit deeper into your experience as part of this generation. So we have a few more questions that we're going to ask you.
Okay, so Tomas, if you could go back in time, what advice would you give to your 30-year-old self?
Oh, I will give this to my 5-year-old self. Start investing in the stock market. God damn, I wish in school instead of people teaching us this stupid advanced math that no one ever uses, they will be
Mhm.
like, "Hey, take whatever you can, buy Apple, buy an EFT, something, anything.
Mhm.
Buy buy one Bitcoin. Well, not anymore, but
Bitcoin,
buy
yeah.
whatever you can. Just something like that. Like
Huh.
that will be my advice in terms
Wow.
of
As soon as you
Great
get
advice.
money in a bank account, essentially, people should
not
invest.
even all your money, just some of it. Just put it
Right.
on
Yeah.
buy
Huh.
buy stock. If you guys don't have a stock, I know it sound I don't know what I'm doing. When I started, I was like, what the fuck is this?
Mm,
And if you guys don't have, you don't need to be rich. I know people are like,
yeah.
yeah, I put in $1 million. No, like you can just start with like
Five
A
dollars.
dollar.
$100.
Yeah.
Well, at least $100.
We're like $2.
No, no, not
Got
$2,
it. Okay, yeah.
but
But you can start with
Yeah.
a dollar. You really can.
anything.
No?
I don't know if you can, but
Mm,
and I didn't know what
interesting.
I was doing. I was just like
Testing it out.
I wasn't doing anything crazy. I was just like I'm gonna go with what I'm familiar with, which is Apple,
Mm,
which is Amazon, which is
hmm
Google. That's very
hmm
safe stuff,
Yeah.
very common sense,
Yeah.
and start from there, and
Yeah.
then and you'll see results.
Interesting.
So
Love it.
that's my
Okay.
advice, and that's
Yeah.
still my advice. If you guys don't have any stocks, please get some.
Okay. Okay.
It's
Well, we'll
free.
do.
You just
Yeah.
sign up online. You don't need a broker. You don't need a
Well,
person.
we have a friend that does a lot of broking and stuff like that. So
You
I'll
don't
ask
need that. You can just do it
her.
yourself on the
Yeah.
phone.
Yeah.
Hmm.
Yeah. So
Okay. Moving on from stocks, but that's a good advice. What is one thing that surprised you about being an adult that you didn't expect?
I I I still cannot process why furniture is so expensive.
Me
Oh,
neither.
and my medical insurance, the medical system here is like holy shit,
Oh
man.
yeah,
It's completely fucked.
It's
it is
insane.
completely.
It's
Hmm.
terrifying, and yeah, those two
So before we wrap up, tell us if you're working on anything special and where can people find you?
on the streets.
Instagram, on the
On the
streets.
streets, on the streets of Century City,
Hell yeah.
because you are we have a boy no
At
more.
Javier's
No,
having dinner with your girlfriend in
yeah,
Century.
buying furniture.
Yeah,
Uh,
at our age. I'm kidding.
yeah. Um. Oh, my Instagram is Tom7Jazz. That was I did it when I was obsessed with jazz. TOM number seven and then JAZZ. And yeah, it's easy to find me. And then from there
Is
you
that where you
can
get
find
the inquiries and stuff for work?
what's that?
Usually, it's like is that usually where you get your inquiries for work? Is that through Instagram?
No, all my work is through my connections.
Mm.
I
Got
don't
it.
I
You
don't
just you just
Don't come
network
up.
a lot. You just have a
yeah,
lot of friends.
Okay.
I don't use social media to find work. That's
I'm just curious if that's how people like found you or yeah. No.
not at all. Never. No. That's not it can be a successful tool. I'm working
Mm.
on getting better at it, but I'm
Mm.
an old man. I just go old school. And it works. So
Okay. Do you want to share any of the special projects you're working on, or is that top secret?
I can't I don't care, but they make me sign things and
Oh
Oh,
yeah.
got it.
but
Okay.
it's good shit. It's good
Yeah.
Good shit.
yeah,
Good
yeah.
shit.
It's coming.
I so you're gonna let us know once that movie comes out that that's the one you were part of.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
We're
Okay.
gonna see him in the what is it in the end credits?
Well, yeah, but I don't always watch end credits. Like I'd rather
Oh,
know so that I
true.
can.
No, actually it's funny. This movie, the credits come up first
Mm.
Mhm.
and it's I put a picture not too long ago, which is funny because my name, like Music by, comes
Uh-huh.
exactly on a scene where there's this kid just like going um, like his
So
feet
is it
like
a
this.
comedy?
No,
Can you
But
do
He's like,
I feel
comedy?
like the songs and stuff usually comes at the end of the credits.
yeah, but this one they're doing
Sometimes
it.
at the beginning.
No, they're doing a few credits at
Hmm
the beginning, and
Oh, I see.
then the normal stuff.
Ah, got it. Oh yeah.
And
Okay.
it's a dark comedy, but yeah,
Dark comedy. Hmm.
it's
Okay.
it's a good one. And but you
Have you,
guys,
have you
I'll let
seen
you
it,
guys know.
the movie?
I haven't
Me
seen the
neither.
final. I've seen like the same movie, like different, like what do you
We
call
haven't
it?
seen the final cut yet.
No, no final cut.
Okay, got it. Interesting. Very exciting.
Oh,
Well, Tomas, again, thank you for giving us a behind the scenes look into the music world and also sharing not only your incredible talent, because you are, but also your ridiculous sense of humor. I mean, we laughed and we learned and we might have cringed a little bit, but hey, that's what 30s Unfiltered is all about.
to our listeners, if you loved today's episode, don't forget to check out Tomas's work. His music is just as unforgettable as he is. And hey, if you enjoyed this wild ride, hit that subscribe button, leave us a review, and share this episode with your friends.
Until next time, stay real, stay unfiltered, and maybe turn up the volume on life, just like Tomas would. See you next week. Thank you for coming.
Bye.
Bye.
Thanks, Tomas.
Hey, thanks for listening. We hope you got some takeaways from today's episode.
You can also follow us on Instagram and YouTube at 30s Unfiltered or email us at 30sunfiltered@gmail.com.
Please leave us a like, comment, and subscribe to our channels. See you next time.